everyone! Welcome to Fright Night. For real. Okay, so you've probably figured out that I'm talking about the sequel today, but first let's recap the first one for those of you who aren't in the know. Needless to say, there will be spoilers for a 26-year-old movie. Fright Night is the tale of Charlie Brewster, an average high school kid who discovers that his neighbor Prince Humperdinck is a vampire. No one really believes him, and wacky hijinks ensue involving him, his girlfriend, and his best friend Ed. When his girlfriend is captured, he enlists the help of washed-up horror host Peter Vincent, played by Roddy McDowall, to slay the vampire and save the day. There's a big climactic battle where they kill off the vampire and change the girlfriend back to normal. Oh, and Ed has been turned into a vampire, and the film ends on a cliffhanger of him watching Charlie from the neighbor's house. And this is where we pick up part 2. Just kidding, we never see that guy again. Yeah, the actor who played him opted out of being in the sequel so he could be in 976 Evil. Oh well. The original Fright Night is one of those great movies that balances camp and horror really well. The actors do a fantastic job, the characters are good, and the effects are gory and well done. Since the film was successful, it made sense that they were going to do a sequel. And it wasn't like the possibility for a sequel wasn't left open, so they had a real chance of making a solid follow-up. Instead, well, something went wrong and I'm not sure what. And with the Fright Night remake coming out, this is the perfect time to take a look at it. So let's put a stake in this one. They start things off on the completely wrong foot here. 3 years after the first movie, Charlie is seeing a psychiatrist, and this is the first line said on screen.
Jerry Dandridge was a serial murderer, cult worshiper, kidnapper. He abducted my girlfriend Amy and my friend Ed Thompson, and this triggered a defense mechanism in my brain which caused me to imagine he was a vampire.
You're really gonna go there, movie? First of all, before I go into the stupidity of what was said, can we talk about the hair, Charlie? I mean, really, Charlie. The mullet? You thought that was a good look? Okay, now that that's out of my system. What?! The vampire thing was just a defense mechanism because the dude was really a serial killer? Bullshit! I can understand the coping mechanism thing if it wasn't a huge deal, but that's a pretty freaking big part of the first movie. Once the guy starts shifting into a bat and shit, you can't just write that off. Charlie can't not believe in vampires, he's actually killed one. This is how you're gonna start your sequel off? I could think of 1,000 different ways to do it that are infinitely better, but I'll just summarize them by saying anything but that.
To be honest, I think I'm scared of running into Peter Vincent.
Yes, because you both thought you saw the same thing. Disturbing, but remember...
No, I know group hypnosis is powerful stuff.
Now it's group hypnosis? That's not the same thing as a defense mechanism. You know what? No, just move on. So the vampire retcon is completely moronic, but it's not like they've changed anything else important from the first movie. At least he still has his girlfriend. What? It's a different girl now? After the plot of the first movie hinged on Charlie rescuing his girlfriend from becoming a vampire bride, he's with another chick now? What the hell? You might recognize the actress as Missy Mcleod from My Boyfriend's Back. She's got a thing about guys in monster movies, I don't know. Anyway, her character's name is Alex, and she and Charlie are visiting Peter Vincent to help Charlie overcome his past demons and move on.
This was supposed to retract. But it didn't. So you see, I almost stabbed him right through the heart.
Awkward. While Peter and Alex talk in the next room, Charlie notices people outside moving what appear to be coffins. Just like in the first movie. Get it? Charlie ignores what he's seen and tells Peter that he's moved on and vampires aren't real. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I mean they don't say anything and act like everything's normal before leaving. Good job, Charlie! While he waits for Alex downstairs, he sees a strange group enter the building. They're vampires. They're vampires. Oh, come on, look at the hair! They're so obvious! They're not even attempting to blend in! Yes, folks, and this is where you make the sad revelation that they retconned the entire first movie just so the main character can do the exact same thing here. Charlie and Alex pull over to make out, but uh-oh, a vampire bat is closing in on the model. Pfft, subtle. The vampire lady uses her special roof-stroking powers to make Charlie think he's making out with her, and Alex thinks he's a weirdo and leaves. As she's going back to her dorm, she's followed by... a bat? Wow, either it put its wings on silent or it's a magical hovering bat, otherwise I'm not sure how she wouldn't notice it that close to her. Ah, I see how this movie's going to be. Having been foiled by a glass door he couldn't possibly open while in regular vampire form, one of the lackeys goes after a random student on rollerblades? You've gotta be kidding me! She could outrun him so fast! How is this an effective attack method? And wait, was he wearing those rollerblades when he turned into a bat? And if you liked that bit of comedy, you'll love this! If you think that's one messed up looking vampire, that's because it's a werewolf. Yeah, he hangs out with the vampires. I'm not entirely sure why. Like, what affiliation he has with them, or why he gives a crap. Or even really what the purpose of having a werewolf in this movie is. But, hey, he exists. Wow, Twilight is a lot weirder than I remember it. Meanwhile, Charlie is visited by the woman from the car and reminds himself that vampires don't exist and that even though she's beautiful, he has a girlfriend he would never be unfaithful to. Good going! Now you've gotten yourself bitten. Things start getting strange for Charlie, making him wonder if his vampiric encounter was really a dream or not. We went through this in the first movie. You could have done this same plot without the retcon, except now the audience has to wait for Charlie to catch up with him again. What does this movie think it is, Howling 4? Anyway, Charlie asks his psychiatrist about it, and he prescribes either a fuck ton of sleeping pills or bowling. You know, the usual options.
Yeah, I felt kind of stupid at first, but you know what? It's really fun. You want to roll a few?
Oh, you're so cool, Brewster! How did we come to this? By the end of the first movie, Charlie is a badass, blowing up vampires and whatnot, but now we get him bowling in sunglasses and sporting a mullet? This character isn't developing, he's going backwards. Later on, he's supposed to pick up Alex to take to a concert when he's distracted by seeing his roommate hanging out with the lead vampire, who just happens to be out in the open in the daylight. What? Vampire mythology is kinda tricky. Sometimes daylight hurts them, sometimes they're fine, and other times they just sparkle. I'm not for or against any particular one, as long as your movie establishes its rules. However, I hate that I have to remind the filmmakers of this, but the vampire in the first movie? They killed it with fucking sunlight! Oh, what, she has a friggin' umbrella? Well, whoop-de-doo, the first guy was indoors and he still got fried. BS, man, total BS! Charlie follows them to Peter's apartment building and sees them feeling the room made up through the window. Huh, those are some radioactive curtains. At the concert hall, the werewolf meets up with Alex and asks if she has an extra ticket.
I guess you're in luck.
Is she right?
I know he has no place here, but I like him already.
This is not a dream.
Yay! Way to make your pointless retcon double pointless! Woo! Charlie goes to Peter and tells him that his neighbors are vampires, leading to an immediate call to action.
You don't believe me? You of all people?
Holy crapola! We just went through this! And it doesn't even make sense! Peter was the one who believed in vampires at the beginning of this. Seems like a nice place. Guess that vampire rumor can be put to rest. But it's alright, because it turns out to be a party, and they can make a gay joke at Charlie's expense. He apologizes to Peter for the false lead, and they start to leave, but not before they play the Fright Night theme song and reveal the lead vampire and her sidekick, the Bride of Frankenstein. Ah, the 80s, when every movie had to have a dancing scene. Not since Once Bitten have I seen such a provocative vampire dance. Now all we need is Roddy McDowall to start breakdancing, and we'll be all set. Caw-caw! Well, everything seems normal here. Come on, someone react or something.
So you're an actress?
Performance artist.
This is ridiculous! The woman introduces herself as Regine, charming the pants off of Peter and Charlie.
She's a performance artist. There's a logical explanation.
Haha, screw you, movie. Charlie remembers Alex and takes off to apologize, while Peter decides to stay at the vampire party? Really? Was he just gonna chill there and have a good time? He notices a couple making out and seems suspicious. Yeah, because nothing else seemed out of place here. Seeing no reflection in his compact, he wets his pants and hauls ass. But oh man, Regine is there and she's posing dramatically. Despite his brilliant tactic of just run faster, Regine catches up to him and decides to tell him her plans for funsies. This is when she reveals that the vampire he and Charlie defeated was her brother.
Jerry Dandridge was 1,000 years old when you spilled his blood. He was my brother.
Yeah, Jerry was a pretty common name 1,000 years ago. After monologuing a bit more about punishing the two of them, Regine melts into a cloak and turns into a bat? Why didn't she just kill him? Oh right, because there is no good reason. So let me get this straight. They killed her brother, so to make Charlie suffer, she's turning him into a vampire? Oh yeah, because giving him powers and making him immortal is totally the ultimate punishment. And why only Charlie? Peter killed him too. And while we're questioning the logic here, how does she even know that they killed him? Who told her? Everyone was dead as shit by the end of part 1. Well, except for Ed, but how would he even know that Jerry had a sister? And why would he give a crap?
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, how about that classical music? Tits, huh?
Is it bad that I want the movie to be about these two?
I don't think he likes you.
That's cool. I don't like him either.
He can transform at will? The hell?
Hey, no offense, but your boyfriend's really gotta be a weenie standing up a dynamite girl like you.
I love his dialogue. Oh no, he's being followed by the fart monster! Oh yeah, it's Regine again. Surprise! Peter is hiding out at his place, but luckily he's saved through the power of a dissolve transition. He goes to the Fright Night set because... I'm not really sure. I don't know who he thought was going to help him slay vampires there. This is when he finds out he's been fired again. Gasp! They can't do that, except when they do that sometimes. Meanwhile, after forgiving Charlie for ditching her, Alex is analyzing his behavior because we've suddenly discovered that she's studying to become a clinical psychologist. How dramatically convenient.
That might also explain your fascination with low-grade melodramas.
Did you see Bloodsuckers from Beyond?
No, but...
Well, then you don't know what you're talking about, do you? God, it makes me mad when people do that. I mean, you included, Alex. There happens to be some great literature from the field. Did you ever read Dracula? Oh,
No.
it's a great book, Alex. A great book.
How dare you call my shitty movies low-grade melodramas? What do you think this is, Fright Night Part 2? You shouldn't lose your temper, Charlie. It isn't polite. Despite her burn about low-grade melodramas, the two of them make up and arrange a study date. That fight lasted a whopping 30 seconds. You could cut the dramatic tension with a knife. Peter shows up to warn Charlie about Regine.
Peter, what we saw last night was an act by a performance artist. That's all it was, Peter, an act.
She didn't cast any reflection.
Peter, that's just part of her act.
Yeah, we saw a vampire performance artist that can make her reflection disappear. Listen to how silly you sound. After staring at some necks, being repulsed by garlic, and finding out that his roommate is dead, Charlie begins to suspect, yet again, that something strange and vampire is happening. Keep switching his mindset every scene, movie. It's not like we're halfway through or anything. He goes to Peter's place for help and spots another one of the lackeys, opting to follow him alone because... I'm not sure what the plan was here. He finds a hidden tunnel leading to Regine's coffin, bringing a chair leg with him to stake her. And really, this is all happening in Peter's apartment building? What the hell kind of apartment is this? Charlie is about to stake Regine when she uses the power of laser pointer eyes to stop him. Wow, she's really quick at that. What is she, a cyborg or something? I mean, that seems kind of unlikely. I wouldn't put it past this movie, though.
You scared me to death.
Sorry. You look great scared.
Aw, that's romantic.
I'll come back through here, say, about 9. And if this lucky guy stands you up again tonight, let me buy you a cup of coffee.
When Charlie actually does show up, the lackeys decide to have some fun on their own.
Oh, no, you don't. We're all through for today.
You could say that again, partner.
What the hell is this? You're seeing this right. This is a bowling montage with the villains. I don't even care that it's completely moronic. This is awesome. While on their study date, Charlie turns on the TV and sees Regine hosting Fright Night. She's got some interesting ideas about how the show should run. You know what? Actually, we're good, Regine. You can just play the movie. You can stop that now. Really, we're cool. Okay, well, I guess what Fright Night really needed was interpretive dancing. So, this is happening. Wait, so she turns Charlie into a vampire, but the most she does to Peter is get him fired? And why take over a set? To mess with Charlie? To do more performance art? I'm still quite unclear on why she's going to such great lengths to mess with these two when she could have killed them so easily. I guess she wants them to suffer, but does she really think her dancing is that bad? When Charlie starts feeling faint, Alex goes to get him water and comes across the werewolf guy again. Now it's up to Charlie's mullet to save the day. Werewolf dining time! His dinner is in the oven! Charlie uses bookcase, but it's super ineffective. But Alex has an even greater weapon, roses. What? According to my good friend Google, the search results I get for roses being werewolf repellent leads to questions about this movie. Also, the answer seems to be that roses are vampire repellents, and that this guy was a vampire that favored the wolf aspect of the whole thing. Oh. What? Seriously? This guy was a vampire the whole time? That would have been nice to know. It's not like I would have been able to tell. The vampire who turned into a wolf in the last movie looked kinda like, you know, a wolf. He sure as hell wasn't climbing on walls and shit. After Peter attempts to assassinate Regine on live television, yeah, real smooth, he's arrested and sent to the state hospital. Alex and Charlie are also arrested for the damage done to the library, but Charlie is bailed out by Regine and taken away. Alex calls Charlie's psychologist to help her out. Yeah, I guess they knew each other. Also would have been nice information to know earlier. They find out from a plot-convenient police officer that Charlie was taken by Regine and Peter has been put into the hospital. I guess the hospital is a giant basement apparently, and Peter meets Shaggy here.
They don't believe you, do they?
No.
No, they think you're wacko, just like the rest of us.
You're right.
Yeah, well, they're the ones who are crazy, man.
On the way there, Alex and the psychiatrist stop by the train tracks and we discover that he's a vampire. Well, he tried anyway. Hang on, was he a vampire this whole time, or is this a new development? If they just changed him, then why is it taking so long to convert Charlie? It was really that easy to kill him? Well, gee whiz, I bet egg is on Charlie's face.
You didn't push quite hard enough.
Aw, what? Alex gets into the hospital by claiming she's Peter's doctor. Now she's got to convince the staff that she's a real doctor, that he's in the wrong hospital, and that she has the authority to take him out. Surely it's a difficult task.
What do you need? AMA card, National Association of Clinical Psychologists ID number, Diners Club.
Okay, Mr. Vincent, you can go kill your vampire now.
Yep, it's really that easy. Now armed with weapons such as buckets and curtains, it's time for Peter and Alex to rescue Charlie and take down the vampires. Oh, no movie, no naked Charlie! Back to less creepy things, let's have a sweet getting ready montage.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
That's right, Roddy McDowell is scaling the side of a building. This is already awesome. They spot Charlie inside and climb in through the window, hiding when the roommate from the beginning shows up. Yeah, because he was a character worth making immortal. And again, he was transformed before Charlie. Tea, anyone? Oh, jelly beans. Yep, totally worth bringing back. Unfortunately for our heroes, the rescue goes sour when Charlie tries to eat Peter. He manages to get away just in time to be attacked by the not-werewolf. Oh boy, what a day! My only regret is being in this movie! Now that they can escape out the window without being caught, the three of them go further inside.
Welcome to Fright Night.
For real? Regine tries to get Charlie to feed off of Alex, but he takes control at the last minute and kills their Renfield-type character. Bye, Brian Thompson! Film Brain will miss you! This looks like a job for rollerblades, the most practical of all vampire transportation. No! What about his role in Solar Babies 2? Regine whines because she wants Happy Meal, but she's deterred when they open the window and let in the daylight. Yeesh, just get an umbrella. That seemed to help you out earlier. Now trapped in the elevator and clawing her way out, Charlie and Alex go downstairs to wait by her coffin while Peter goes in from the top. Well, what did you expect? A big welcome? Now faced with a pissed off vampire and Peter seemingly running away, things aren't looking good for Charlie. That is, until Peter returns with a piece of a mirror and reflects the sunlight in while Charlie holds her in place, thus killing her ass. If only I had an umbrella! Oh yeah, I totally believe Charlie and Alex survived that one. So the day is saved and Charlie and Alex have sex. The end? Yeah, it's the end. Final thoughts? As a sequel, Fright Night Part 2 does not hold up. However, if you look at it as its own entity, I actually really enjoy it. The retcon is stupid, and the mullet is bad, not to mention some things aren't clarified very well, but it's not really a bad movie. Most of the humor works, Roddy McDowall is awesome as always, and the effects were just as good as they were in the original. I think the reputation of this movie is a bit undeserved, and truthfully, well, after a few viewings, I kind of like it more than the first one. If you liked part 1, try and forget the continuity errors, and you'll enjoy this. You could say it's a real scream. Yeah, I won't do that again. Next week, we're looking at Rage and Honor.
Power-packed action. Pulse-pounding suspense. No holes barred action. Rage. And Honor.
Might amuse yourself some other way. Bowling, perhaps.
Bowling? Yeah, I felt kind of stupid at first, but you know what? It's really fun.